Another 6 for 6. Unfortunately, I'm not cashing these ones with you guys, but honestly, I'm playing 10 to 12 slips a night. So the one YouTube pick, unfortunately, doesn't always hit. But if you keep watching, you'll see it's going to be hitting more than often. We only have to win 1 in 25 of these to actually break even. And of course, I hit way more often than that. As I said, I played about 10 to 12 slips a day. I'm pretty much hitting 6 flexes every second day, every third day. So it is looking good. Unfortunately, the picks last night did not pan out. We had Jalen Williams, Josh Giddey on a stack here. Jalen Williams did go under. Josh Giddey crushed this 10.5 line. Then Kuminga and Sohan were both positive expected value picks, which both cashed easily. And then I went for the Embiid and Maxey stack. Now this was looking good. Everything was going well. As I said in yesterday's video, I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid had 20 points at the half, and that's actually exactly what he had. But they were blowing out Chicago way too hard. I believe it was up like 30 points by the half, so they did get a bit too limited minutes on Maxey and Embiid. So of course they both went under, but you could see the stack did hit, right? They both went in the same direction. Unfortunately, the blowout made them both go under rather than over. Honestly, I've just been on an absolute tear recently on Prizepicks. Look at this amount one up at 386k. It's looking really good. I think that might be the highest I've ever seen on YouTube on anything. So it does feel good to have that number all the way up there. It would be higher if I didn't get limited. See some of my other slips from last night, a bunch of 4 and 6s. So we got some money back here. $5 bets got $2 back. And other than that, we did get the 6 for 6. So this is the 6th night in a row that I profit on Prizepicks, which is hard to do when you're playing 6 flexes because you could easily have an off night. This was from Monday night where I got a 4 for 4, and then we could keep scrolling through these days. See a bunch of losses, but another 6 for 6 on Sunday. And Sunday was actually a crazy day. You could see the 6 for 6 here, a 4 for 4 here, another 4 for 4 here. So this, I was allowed to actually put $100 down because I played this on Tuesday, December 26th, where I was not limited yet. I believe I got limited like on Thursday or Friday of that week. That's why this one was a bit of an old slip, so I was able to squeeze out some extra money. And then I even had this other 6 for 6 down here again on Sunday, another 4 for 4 down here on Saturday, and another one again on Saturday back before my limits. I played this on Tuesday. Basically, everything down from here are all picks from Saturday. You can see basically on Prizepicks, you're going to be able to see your last 60 entries. So last time you'll see is from Friday. So from December 29th to January 2nd, which is 5 days, I cashed 5 4 powers as I just showed you, and 3 6 flexes. Like I said, Prizepicks only shows you your past 60 slips. So how does this actually translate into units? In the past 6 days, me and the Discord are up 114.6 units on Prizepicks. I mean, we've just been absolutely destroying week by week by week by week. In the past 3 weeks on Prizepicks, we're up 139.35 units. And this week has been 2 days. Week 7 has been only 2 days into the week. The underdog is a bit more variable here, but overall the Discord with Prizepicks and underdog is up 307.85 units. We're just running our accounts up week by week. And the best part about it is my Discord is only $9 a week if you want Prizepicks picks, or $12 if you want the underdog picks too. I see this $150 per week AI floating around. My Discord is 16 times cheaper than that, and you'll probably get as good or if not better results. I mean, the proof is right here. I track every single week. We've had one negative week, so this month was not negative at all, up 64.5 units on the month. And then this one is loading in to be even better than last month. If you are interested in signing up, there is the first link in the description right here, VIP Discord WAP. And you just sign up and basically connect your Discord and you'll have access to all the picks. I send the slips over in this Discord. You could see I send the screenshot of the pick as well as the links. So these were all from last night, and this was the exact slip that hit from last night. So we'll get into the picks for today. And honestly, I didn't find too much value. I think I'm just going to go with 4 picks today. Maybe turn into a 4 power. We'll see how it goes throughout this video. So the first set of picks, I actually want to do a stack on Paul George on the under 3.5 assists, as well as James Harden on the under 17.5 points. I'm really liking James Harden at 17.5. I think that is too high. We'll take a look at Paul George and Harden on props.cash here. So Paul George has cleared this about 50% of the time, so pretty flat. But you do see here some juice towards the under, some juice towards the over. So DraftKings, FanDuel, and points have them slight juice towards the over. Caesars and BetMGM have them heavy juice towards the under. But if you take a look at one last data point on Pinnacle, which is sort of known to be the sharpest sportsbook, you can see Paul George assist is juiced towards that under 3.5. So the under is the obvious play here. We could even take a look at some other splits. So tonight the Clippers are away versus the Suns. We could check Paul George's away splits here, and you could see he has only cleared us 38% of the time this season on the over. Of course, we're grabbing the under, so looking very good for that. Phoenix defense is also 8th in assists allowed, which looks good again for us. And then we'll even check some splits with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden on the floor, and we have him at 48%, so slightly worse than his normal splits throughout the season. So looking good on that Paul George pick on the under 3.5 assists. Now, why are we taking Harden on the under 17.5 points? These 3 of these sportsbooks on props.cash have him on the over 16.5. We're getting him at 17.5. Sportsbooks that do have him at 17.5 have him juiced towards the under. So at -130 and -122. And just to show you how much a 1 point difference makes, you could see at 17.5, he's only cleared this 41% of times this season. If you bump it down by 1 point, it bumps all the way up to 48%. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that's an extra 2 games this season that if you're betting James Harden's under points and you had him at 17.5 versus 16.5, you would have won those extra 2 games. Again, we could check some more splits, so we'll bump him back up to 17.5 because that's what we have him at. Away, it's not looking much different, 5 out of 12 times or 42%, but it does look different when you throw in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. So he has 27 games played in general, but with them only 21 games, and his splits do get worse at 8 out of 21 times he has cleared this over 17.5. So to me, that looks like a pretty much perfect pairing. On top of that, these guys have hit 67% of the time together in the same direction. So we'll move on to 2 more picks, and I think in the end, I'm just going to throw this into a 4 power and hope for that 10xer. We're going to go with Jared Allen on the under 12.5 rebounds. Another pick I'm really liking. So the only thing that goes against us in this pick is that they're up against Washington, and Washington is 30th in rebounds allowed, essentially the worst team in the NBA when it comes to giving up rebounds. But if you check Jared Allen's game logs here, he's only cleared his 12.5 rebounds 5 out of 28 times, and he doesn't really come too close. You see a lot of these games, he's at like 9 rebounds, 10 rebounds, sometimes 11, 12. He only hit that 12 one time. Now when he goes over, he does kind of crush it. 13, 14, 14, 17, and 23. I believe this game was without Donovan Mitchell, which we'll check in a second. You can also check some splits for now. Doesn't really affect him too much. I mean, when you only hit 5 out of 28 times, whether you're choosing away or home, it's not really going to matter too much. The splits are still going to be low. You could see 14% at home and 21% away. So it's not going to get better in any direction. For what it's worth, they are at home tonight, where he does seem to have worse splits, but I'm not really weighing that into the decision here. I'm also looking at the odds here. So juice on every single sports book towards at least -120-ish, -125, and then PointsBet has him flat. We did flag this on OddsJuice as a positive expected value play, where we use sort of Pinnacle's line or the sharper sports books, and we have him projected at a 56% likeness to go under that 12.5 rebounds. You could even move on and check how he does with Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell will be playing tonight, and he's only cleared his 2 out of 20 games this season. Like I said, the only thing going for this prop is the fact that they're up against Washington. Check some old logs. This is from 2023. Quite a while ago, but he only got 8 rebounds, and this one from 2022, 14 rebounds. We could even consider that they are playing versus the Wizards. Of course, when you're playing versus the Wizards, there's always blowout potential. -9.5 spread is pretty decent. So let's check how Jared Allen does with some reduced minutes, and of course, you can expect it to be quite bad. He's averaging 30, so let's put him right at that 30 mark. And you can see he has actually cleared this 0% of the times this season when he gets 30 minutes. If this is a blowout, this should be such an easy prop for us. And if it doesn't hit, I mean, it's going to be the 1 out of 17th game that it actually does go over that 12.5. So that is a great pick I like for this 4 power that we're picking up. Paul George, Harden, Allen, so far on this entry. We're going to end it off with another rebounds prop on Clint Capella, over 10.5 rebounds. Let's take a look at some value on Clint. So over here, we have him up against OKC. First thing to note, 26th in rebounds allowed, looking good for us already on the over. We also got some juicy splits here. 58% of the time he has cleared this line. And again, he is at home where he has even better splits, where 69% of the time he has cleared this line. So everything's looking good in terms of splits so far. And then we have the juice. So every sportsbook has him juiced towards the over, except PointsBet, who has him flat. To let you guys know, PointsBet is not a sharp sportsbook. The lines are basically always off from every other sportsbook, which means whatever you see on PointsBet is actually a good bet. If you guys have PointsBet, recommend betting on it because the guys are very soft and they do not exactly know what they're doing. Again, every other sportsbook has juice towards the over. And let's check how Clint plays in this lineup. So DeAndre Hunter is out. We do have Jalen Johnson in with Murray, Bay, and Young. Let's put with all of these guys. So we'll tag everyone in here. And he has cleared this 71% of the time this season with the starting lineup. So I'm already loving this Clint Capella pick. But one thing to put the nail in the coffin here is this tight spread, -1. When you get these -1 spreads, lots of minutes, tighter games, Hawks at home, I'm really liking this. So let's see how Clint plays with some extended minutes. He averages about 25.3 a game. So let's put him up to 26 minutes and see how he has done in these games, in these tighter games. 70% of the time this season. That's with the full lineup. Let's just take it out just to show how it plays in general. 65%. So every percentage we're seeing is higher than like 65%. It's looking very good on Clint over 10.5 rebounds. I feel comfortable locking in this as a 4 power. Normally I turn it into a 6-man. Let's go with this for tonight.